Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I am super excited right now. We are about to talk about the brand new patch update that's coming out for October 20th. And man, oh man, it's going to get very interesting in the NBA 2K24. Let's dive right into it. First and foremost, by the way, it's coming out on October 20th, and it's a lot of gameplay stuff. I will have all the details in the actual description so you can read it for yourself. It's too many to go over. I'm going to go over the main gameplay ones so you can stay tapped into that. Standing meter dunks will properly use standing dunk rating instead of driving dunk to determine the green window size. Okay, so that's going to be changing. That's an important thing for finishers, not just slashers, but finishers in general. And to add to that logic, we're going to go and check out the next big one, which is meter dunks logic has been updated to make the window size better reflect dunk difficulty. So as we know, for those that don't know, if you're not slasher, it has been a little bit odd the way the meter dunks have worked so far this year. So that's going to be getting touched on, which is a good thing, and super excited about that. All right, it says big issue, and this is a big one, guys. In the on-ball steal system that force the ball to yo-yo back to the previous ball handler midway through a crossover or behind the back move. This is pretty much nerfing steals because they've been broken at the beginning of the year, and they need a big fix. And I'm not saying that they need to buff or nerf badges or anything like that. I always talk about that not being the answer, and this is the answer right here. This is going to address a lot of issues that y'all seen where you're getting these really odd steals. It's like, really? And it's frustrating. So totally a big change, and all of those builds are going to be upset who got 99 steal, and maybe they're not spamming the way they were doing originally. You had your fun. It needs to be realistic. Regardless if you have a 99 anything, you shouldn't be able to just tap a button and it automatically does it without you having skill and timing and things like that. So for me, this is a big plus for the community to grow and to continue to evolve as we go forward. All right, so just a big one, and I'm gonna give you guys some more. Improve foot planting to reduce unwanted out of bounds violations when shooting near the sideline. This is a big one for the corner threes guys mostly, and everything with the out of bounds has been a little bit wacky. They made it very sensitive, so like last year and the previous years they made it so you won't be going out of bounds as much. This year it's overwhelming, and as I said it, somebody just went out of bounds in the corner. So that exactly thing you just saw in the highlight footage, a full game raw gameplay, happens too often, and it's one of those things where we need to do better expressing ourselves about these issues and trying to get them fixed. And that was one that definitely was key. Okay, so when blockers jump early and land on the ball handler or shooter, fouls will now be called 100% of the time. So this is an NBA rule that has been changed drastically from year to year. They have the landing rule, they have the, a whole bunch of different rules that are basically in place to protect the shooters, the ball handlers from getting injured and things like that. So it's a good rule in the real life NBA, and now 2K has implemented it a lot this year, as you see. So that's going to be in there, and it's going to be, in my opinion, a good one. You're going to see some very interesting builds like mine that I have whistle on Hall of Fame, and I want to try to cheese that up a little bit, just a little bit. Come on. All right, it says better shot coverage detection for open versus wide open. So this is an important thing, right? Like, we have a lot of discussions about shooting, and let's just be honest. People sometimes talk crazy, okay? They basically don't know what they're talking about, and they'll complain about things. And sometimes they're actually absolutely right when I'm talking about like ghost contest and other things like that. So 2K's always actively working on this, and they have to make a balanced game, right? So you don't want to have this overpowered experience where it's not healthy um for everybody. And I think hopefully this is one of those that fixes some of those issues where it's like, was I open, was I not open? Taking those shots, there's a little bit of a time difference when you get contested, just a little bit. All right, let's go slightly buff to close shots, wide open jump shots, and limitless range badge. So that is a little dangerous. That basically means the guards for limitless range are going to go off. You're probably getting good at it now without the buff. And when a buff comes along for open shots and for limitless range, ooh, anybody shooting from that far is getting blessed. So I do see some big changes in gameplay. A lot of these ball heavy players will be going in. And there's a fix here for the one-on-one course, this double dribble, fake alley-oop pass, faking the pass. It's not a big deal. I didn't see it a lot. I played one-on-one for a little bit and didn't really feel the pressure on that being exploited as much. But it's good that they fixed it. Then we have remove pass interceptions on right stick up, as it was being abused for easy steals with no risk. Yeah, this was one I did too. I'm not going to lie. Even on this game, you're going to see it somewhere in there. If we're not going to see this whole game, by the way, but I am going to, read up as much news as I could. But that's one thing that I'm going to say without a shadow of a doubt, I've abused as well. I can spam right stick up and basically it doesn't penalize me when I try to go for the interceptions. I don't lose adrenaline bars. So it's critically like top tier stuff. So the fact that they're addressing that and saying, hey, cut it out, buddy, it's a good thing. All right. And then now update adrenaline system to account for successfully stopping post moves. Check this out. This is the big one. And no longer consuming boost when driving directly towards the rim. So this was a post move issue where like post move players don't need to worry about adrenaline basically. And we finally gonna get some issues with that being fixed. Hopefully it's the right answers. And by the way, the gameplay you're watching in the background, these dudes were being toxic, and I don't even remember the gameplay too much. I remember that some guys quit, they were being bad, and then the guys I was playing with also were arguing with each other or just not really on point in a lot of ways. So pretty funny stuff. I'm just looking at the gameplay a little bit. But all right, so here we go. The aesthetic for Clay's jumper, that means your jumper is going to change if you have Clay on it. It's going to be interesting what they do there. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It could be both, right? But let's go ahead and check out these two right here. It says addresses a rare issue in which the ball can get stuck. And then the other change is change the heat check and recharge player icons. And that's small stuff that's not a big deal. Okay, we're gonna keep rolling on down. And this right here is a big one. This was getting abused this so far, and I kind of like it. It's fun, but it's not very realistic to have someone always put in putbacks. And it was like guards, it was anybody, like anybody with a decent setup will be able to do it, even if it's on silver putback wizard. Yeah, that's crazy. And by the way, I was playing with a broken controller on this game. That jump shot that I just took, you want to rewind it, it's literally the analog stick. I fixed it. I opened up my controller, PlayStation 5 controller, and fixed it, I think. But yeah, so that's it. The putbacks are going to get fixed. I think it's these are small minor things that are going to make big differences in my opinion. All right, that's just how I feel. Fix an issue causing putbacks and midair jelly layups to be classified as covered, and there's no defender nearby. So that's just small minor stuff, but it's important, guys. I promise you. Let's check out a couple. Improve the responsiveness of stopping when setting a screen. So this is going to be good for me. I have a big man that sets screens. I have a guard with high strength and a pretty decent brick wall on it too. So I just kind of do off-ball screens when I can, just to add a little flavor to it, you know? And it says, this is a big one for everybody, for me personally, because when I play against players and they're trash and they start grieving, the logic from good or bad full court shots, also accounting for players with high grades. So if you're sitting there just grieving, doing silly stuff, that's not cool, man. And they're gonna change that, and they're gonna do more changes than just that. But that's one of them. And then we got a big combo starter right here, where excessive violation committed event for firing off multiple times incorrectly. Good defensive positioning. Possession. I'm sorry. Incorrectly firing a free throw. Lazy defense. Now included camping outside of thing or improving bad timeouts logic or team grades. I think it shouldn't just focus on team grades. My thing is just kick people out, man. Like, if you're really that bad, then the game should just kick you out automatically. You don't need to get more penalized. I'll give you a 10-minute timeout or something. But like, if you're really that bad, go play my career, man. It's unfair to the community, and I think this needs to be like more harsh, at least as far as like make it so that you get an F fast if you're not good. And it's not that you're, missing shots. If you take an open shot and you miss, I'm okay with that. But if you're taking full court shots to troll or standing out of bounds, they should be double penalized and harshly penalized, in my opinion. All right. And then right here. So the pass animation is going to be addressed. All right. So there's this whole new thing about breaking out of the pass animations. It's going to slow that down. And then there's tons, and I mean tons of stuff that I'm not going to do in this video because we'll be here all night. But I am going to open this up just a little bit, and showcase some of the information, hopefully help you guys see. So there's tons of enhancements for the UI, which I think is going to be good. They have general fixes, but the stuff that I want to talk about, I highlighted this right here for in the city. Improve stability for visuals, enhancements, and just a general experience. Cool. This right here, user reported latency during multiplayer games in the city. So this is pretty much, I haven't played that much in the affiliations because the lag was pretty bad, and I prefer to have a good experience in the game. So I'd rather go into queued up modes for the most part. And so they're going to be fixing that. And then there's things like this. For example, when people quit, something was so annoying. I wasn't getting my progression earned during that time. So that's going to be addressed. You can see right here, progression being earned for Pro-Am and starting 5, stuff like that. Just tons of little small fixes for the socials, things like that are going to be critical. Just important factors that are going to help the community. There's even my moments. There's my career quest progression issues. I did have some myself, and they're going to fix some of those. I love it. So there's a bunch of other fixes that are just small, and I'm sure you guys are gonna look into them and pick the ones you really like. But that is the breakdown. I'm gonna skip through some of this. Y'all can kind of look at it yourself and see what you want to change. This is on Discord, by the way. So if you don't have Discord, I say just slow down this video, copy and paste everything, and put it all into one big catalog. That's the rundown. All right, if I was to kind of point out some things, steals and finishing is going to be buffed. I'm sorry, but finishing is going to be buffed by dunks. Steals are going to be nerfed, absolutely, and shots from limitless range and open shots are going to get buffed really good. And that is the core of what I believe will be the biggest changes so far. Um, Hope y'all enjoyed that. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are as we go forward. We appreciate you. All right. Stay blessed, y'all. See you on the court.